Hey, what's going on everybody? Commander Crane here, and we are back with another deck tech, and today we're going to be talking about standard Gruul Dinosaurs. I'm very excited to bring this list to you. We have a lot of spicy cards from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan that are in this deck today. Overall, before we hop into the video, for those who are new to the channel, we are doing a little mini Lost Caverns of Ixalan deck extravaganza mini-series where we're talking about a new deck related to the Lost Caverns of Ixalan every single day, and today is video number 3. Feel free to check out those previous videos. They are very, very spicy. Obviously, you can go back and look at those, and then obviously there's going to be a couple more later in the week as well. And if you're also new to the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. What do you think about the list? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What would you change? Is there any cards that I forgot? As well as let me know if there's any decks that you'd like to see in a future video. So, alright, standard Gruul Dinosaurs. This list is very, very spicy. Spoiler alert, there is a ton of new Lost Caverns cards that are being featured in here, which obviously makes sense. You know, it's dinosaurs. All these new cards are coming out that are definitely very dinosaur themed overall in the set. So, let's go ahead and hop into it here. So, as our only one drop, we are playing 4 Ixali's Lore Keeper. It's the new mana dork from the set. 1/1 for 1. We can tap it for any color mana to spend it on a dinosaur or activate an ability of a dinosaur source. It's a fantastic one drop. It's a mana dork for dinosaurs in standard, which is just fantastic. We're also playing 4 Belligerent Yearling. It's also another new card from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. 3/2 for 2, trample dinosaur. Whenever another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may have Belligerent Yearling's base power become equal to that creature's power until end of turn, which obviously we've got some big dinosaurs in the deck. When we put them in play, Belligerent Yearling gets even bigger and swings in, which is just fantastic. So definitely a big fan of Belligerent Yearling. We're also playing 2 Itzquinth, Firstborn of Gishath, the little baby dinosaur. It's fantastic. It's a 2/3 for 2 with haste. When it enters the battlefield, you may pay 2. When you do, target dinosaur you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. So, obviously, you know, even at its base power, a 2/3 for 2 with haste is just a fantastic rate. But if we have 4 mana, we can have our biggest dinosaur try to take out another creature, which is just fantastic. At its worst, it's 4 mana, and we can do 2 damage to, you know, just anything. But if we have any bigger dinosaurs in play, which most of the time we will, it deals a little bit extra damage, which is just fantastic. Itzquinth is definitely a fantastic card in the deck overall. So these are our early drops. Let's talk about some of our, you know, a little bit later drops. We were playing 4 Reckless Stormseeker, and I know what you're thinking. This isn't a dinosaur. It's not, but it's that good. Obviously, 2/3, you know, at the beginning of combat, we can give a creature +1/+0 in haste, which is just fantastic, and then it can transform into Stormcharge Slasher, which is a 3/4, and gives a creature +2/+0 in trample and haste. This card's a Pioneer All-Star. I knew when I was building this deck, I was definitely going to want to feature some Reckless Stormseeker and Stormcharge Slasher. Some of our dinosaurs that don't have haste, we can quite easily give them haste, which is just awesome. So definitely a big fan of this card. We're also playing 4 Pugnacious Hammerskull, another new card from the Lost Caverns. Essentially, in a dinosaur deck, it's a 6/6 for only 3 mana. If it attacks while you don't control another dinosaur, it does get a stun counter, but you want to know what? In a dinosaur deck, this card is very rarely going to ever get a stun counter on it. This card is just fantastic. We're also playing 4 Rampaging Raptor. It's one of the only non-new dinosaurs that are being featured in the deck. 4/4 for 4, trample and haste. Essentially just a questing beast that's also a dinosaur. This card's very aggressive, and I'm definitely a very big fan of it. You know, on turn 2, like if we go Lore Keeper into Pugnacious Hammerskull, for instance, we can also go turn 3 Rampaging Raptor and attack for 10, which is just absolutely insane. So definitely a big fan of Rampaging Raptor. So our next page here, we got a couple of our bigger dinosaurs. We're playing 4 Hulking Raptor, another new card from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. 5/3 for 4 with Ward 2, which is just fantastic. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add 2 green. Helps us pop out some more of our other dinosaurs, especially if we happen to be missing some land drops or anything. It can kind of help filter that out a little bit. So the card is definitely fantastic. We are also playing 4 Palani's Hatcher, another new card from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Essentially just the Register Alpha, I would say, the new one of Standard. It's a 5/3 for 5. Other dinosaurs you control have haste. Sounds kind of familiar. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 0/1 green dinosaur egg creature tokens. And then at the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you control 1 or more eggs, sacrifice an egg, then create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token, and then that green dinosaur creature token also gets haste, which is just fantastic. So definitely a very, very big fan of this card in general. Obviously, being able to curve Hulking Raptor into Palani's Hatcher is definitely fantastic. So that's our entire main board, except for a couple spicy removal spells and some lands. We were playing 2 Triumphant Chomps, 1 red sorcery. Triumphant Chomp deals damage to target creature equal to 2 or the greatest power among dinosaurs you control, whichever is greater. Triumphant Chomp, obviously just at a shock by itself is pretty solid, but potentially can deal more if we have like a Pugnacious Hammerskull or a Hulking Raptor, that kind of thing. So this card is just fantastic, but we also want some instant speed removal. So we're also playing 4 Witch Stalker's Frenzy, 3 in a red, deals 5 damage to a target creature, but costs 1 less to cast for each creature that attacked this turn. So Witch Stalker Frenzy is just absolutely fantastic. If our opponent's attacking us, we've got a fantastic removal spell. If we're attacking our opponent with a bunch of creatures, we also have a fantastic removal spell, because we can attack, and then before they declare blockers, we can Zotch something for 5. Card is just fantastic. So that's it for the main board, except for some lands that we have to talk about. We're playing 4 Copperline Gorge, 4 Carplusion Force, and 2 Rockfall Vales as our main dual lands. Then we're also playing 3 Restless Ridgeline. It's the brand new man land from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. We can activate it to make it a 3/4 red-green dinosaur. Gives an attacking creature +2/+0 and untaps it, which is just fantastic. We're also playing 1 Boseiju and 1 Sekenzan. Obviously free lands, why wouldn't we play them, obviously? And then rounding out our lands, we are playing 4 Cavern of Souls. Obviously, the new spicy card from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan can help make our dinosaurs uncounterable. Our opponents are not going to be quenching any of our new dinosaurs. We are not going to let that happen. And then rounding out our lands, we're playing 3 forests and 2 mountains. As our spicy land of the day, I decided to include the very cool Jurassic Park ones. Unfortunately, couldn't find a cool picture of the backside of those, which they do transform. So if you happen to get some of these basics are fantastic, and you can pick whatever side that you want to play. So that's our entire main board, but we still have a couple things we have to talk about. We got to talk about this sideboarding here, so don't run away just yet. Sideboarding, obviously we've got some extra removal. Cards like Lithomantic Barrage are fantastic for that. That's kind of our main extra removal spell. That's obviously good against decks that are playing white or blue creatures or planeswalkers, which is quite a bit of the metagame. We're also playing a few Scytheclaw Raptors. It's the new uncommon creature from this set, 4/3 for 3. Whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, they take 4 damage, which is just fantastic. Then we're also playing some protection spells. The Wicked Rolls are fantastic. Sorry, not the Wicked Roll. It's the 1 green, gives a creature hexproof, and then it gets the roll where it gets Ward 1, which is just fantastic. Obviously, we want to protect our dinosaurs in matchups where there's a lot of removal, so it's very, very important that we can protect our dinosaurs. Then we're also playing a couple of Atraxas Falls as well. Any problematic artifacts or enchantments that we need to take out, obviously we can go ahead and take those out, as well as any pesky flyers like Atraxa itself. Bonus flavor if you take an Atraxa out with an Atraxas Fall. Just had to throw that in there as well. So that's our sideboard that we're playing. If you'd like to check out the exact list, it is in the description below, so that way you can kind of see what I'm playing as well. So that is everything except the budget options, which I had to include this real quick. So the budget options, there's not a lot for the most part for cutting the overall cost of the deck. It is standard, so there's fewer options, but there is 2 main ones: cut the utility lands and Cavern of Souls not required, which that kind of ties into each other. If you're looking to save a couple bucks on this deck, just go ahead and cut the Caverns and the Boseiju. Just go ahead and fill in some basics, no problem. The deck will play very, very similar as intended. The dual lands themselves are pretty cheap overall, for the metagame. Obviously, if you really wanted to cut it, just go ahead and play some basics. That'd be fine. You're not going to lose too much overall for the entire deck itself, that kind of thing. Just had to throw that in there as well. So that takes us to the end of the video. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this video. I don't normally do standard decks, so it was a little bit, I feel like I was a little off tempo a little bit, but overall, this was a very, very fun video to make. Let me know in the comment section below if you end up building this on Arena or you end up playing some paper standard and playing this at your local game store. Just let me know in the comment section below. I'm also not an expert on standard. Is there any secret powerhouse card that I forgot to include in the list? Just let me know in the comment section below. So thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. This is our 3rd video that we've done for our Lost Caverns of Ixalan celebration. New video will be out tomorrow, and if you're watching this in the future, the deck's probably already out. Go ahead and check that out on the channel. So I'm Commander Crane. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.